All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So this is a viewer request video. We're going to look at GNS as well as AQST, and then I'm going to throw in OUST. I'm not going to lie, that's kind of my viewer request. I mentioned that in the comments to someone. I kind of wanted to at least share with the others if you don't read the comments. Real quick, before we get into the details, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We do have our 5 moving averages. There's only one, but there is a horizontal support and resistance line that I do draw manually myself, excuse me. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like this video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, comment on it. Anything you can do really does help with the YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here and giving me your time is beyond appreciated, okay? And look, I'm not perfect, I'm not all-knowing, and yeah, sometimes your opinions are going to be way better than mine, and I'd love to hear them. I'm not here to hate on them at all right? So let's get into it. And look, there's a lot of interesting things happening immediately, but I do just want to take a quick step back on this stock. Look, bad things happen under the 8 and the 20, and that's simply where we've been. That said, look, good things do happen over the 8 and the 20. And I mean, after a good long run under it, it definitely knows how to make a good quick up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's kind of what we're hunting for at this moment, right? You can see we try to break the 8, definitely fail the 20, come down. Break the 8, not great confirmation. Break the 8, not great confirmation. Break the 20, not great confirmation, but we haven't lost it yet, all right? So, excuse me, a little hiccup there. Where am I at? Look, listen, I for sure see that we did break the 20. It looks like we're under the 8. Let me just actually click in and see. Okay, so number-wise, it says that we're on it. What 111 is where we close, 111 is where the 8 is. I for sure see a little bit of an 8 peeking up. So maybe if there was an extra decimal, I'd be able to see it, but end of the day, look, I mean, we're basically fighting to get over these two lines, okay? And MACD is not quite at 0. It's definitely at, like, we've seen some that are like at negative 0.0 whatever. This is definitely a little closer to 0.2. Nonetheless, it's only a little negative, right? And I'm less here to talk about the number, more that 0 and positive is better than negative, right? But look, green is over the red. Yeah, green's over the red here, but it's definitely super, super tight, right? But volume, man, this stock needs to hit 5 million shares on Monday, all right? And again, one of the things I try to say is like basically divide that number by the number of trading hours, right? Like if you're not at least an eighth of the way there or however many hours, I'm not trying to count those numbers in my head real quick, but that's how we're trying to figure that out, right? But this bad boy needs 5 million shares plus to really do anything. And look, I think we can lower this line actually. I think this is still a little too high. Okay. And you know what? It's funny. I actually remember putting this in the comments. Okay. So the money line, I think, is anywhere between 113 and 115. I believe that was what my actual comments was. But 113 is the bottom here and kind of the top here. 115 is the top right here. All right. Look, end of the day, we're actually over this guy right now. Oh, no. This one was 111, and we're at 111 still. Interesting. Okay, let me actually kind of zoom in and just see what the line actually looks like. Give me a sec here. Oh, yeah, it's a little too close to call. Sometimes, man, I'm telling you, I really wish I was just an extra decimal or two on these things. Sorry about that. But look, if this thing can close 115 on Monday, oh my, just red till about here. Maybe this will be a little bit of a resistance. I'll draw this line just to put it. I don't think it'll be too much because again, what I really see is just a quick green, red, right? And then behind that's what I just talked about. So I see it wanting to get here. End of the day, what I see is it wanting to come to at least the 50 moving average at roughly 179, all right? I think this is kind of my immediate target if we can close over 150 pretty well. I don't think we'll get over these two lines. Maybe as the days go on, the spacing between these two kind of opens up. Maybe that'll help. But yeah, battling the two of these, like, that's going to be hard. But yeah, let's just kind of picture the next couple days. it doing something like this, right? The purple kind of going down, the blue one staying up. If it can open up, that'd be better. You know what I mean? But right now, these two are just a little too stacked for me to feel comfortable. But one more time, going from like a $1.10, even from a $1.15 to like that $1.80, that's a beautiful, beautiful move for sure, for sure. Because roughly speaking, almost every 10 cents is 10%, right? And we're adding almost 60 cents there, right? So good, good movement. I'm actually going to go ahead and set my alert. I'm going to set an alert at, I'll call it right in the middle. I'll set an alert at 114. Again, 113 if you're just a little more risk averse. Hey, remember, an alert is not an immediate buy notification, right? It's definitely a come check it out, but yeah, green, 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 red, 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 red. A lot of reason to believe it wants to come to 216, if not, again, like I said right there. Let's just check out the weekly real quick. Not a good weekly, but again, we're trying to get over that 8, right? Like, that's the goal. If we can get over the 8, I mean, just horrible, horrible. Green, 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 red, 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 red. Hopefully green, 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 green to like about here. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be watching this. I'll be honest with you. I think this is definitely going to be a well worth a look. So AQST. Okay, AQST, first and foremost, this is a sexy chart, all right? This is just lovely. This is so, so lovely, all right? I always say just clusters, right? You hear me talking about moving. First off, let me do what I like to do. I've never seen this stock before, right? So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. What I do see is this stock is definitely normally under all the lines, except for this moment in time, all right? And look, I know this looks really scary. I know a negative 20 looks really scary, but I'm gonna get to this immediately, all right? One thing I just want to say is just look how lovely it's been, all right? What do you hear me talk about on videos often, right? Once you can break the top, once you get over all 5 moving averages, oh my goodness, things are beautiful. And look, all we're doing is just riding the 8, lose it a little bit, but hey, here's the 20 to back it up, right? And we now find ourselves here. So there's a couple of big things that jump out, all right? Look at this RSI, 89, all right? Day before, 89. Day before, 88. Day before, 80, all right? Like, this thing has been living in the 80s to almost 90 for a little more than 5 days. No, actually 5 days. 4 and this one, right? We said that this one, yeah. What was this one? Were you also, shit, you were in the 80s too. You were not. No, for 6 days, it was between 80 and 90, all right? It needs a sell-off. It needs to cool down. And I'll be honest with you, 60 might be a pretty sexy number, all right? That for sure doesn't look good. That for sure doesn't look good. That for sure was some nasty volume. What I always say is 80% of the work is up here. And look, we lost the 8. That's not good, all right? And Monday has to hit 215. We have to come back to 215 for sure. Otherwise, yeah, this is going to be my next target, 116 down here. If that doesn't hold, it's going to be 133 right here, give or take, right? But tomorrow's important. Tomorrow, once again, we've only done it once, all right? In this, what day? Since end of March, basically beginning of April, all we've done is ridden the 8 and only used the 20 once. Maybe we'll call it twice these 2 days, all right? But basically once, one moment. This could be the second moment where we hit and then go back up. I would hope that we can just come back up to here, all right? Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and set an alert at 216. I would like to know if we can get back over the 8 moving average. I probably would not touch the stock under this line. The one comment I do want to say, and look, it's not specific to this stock. I would say it for any stock, all right? Someone mentioned that there was a $25 target on this thing. A $25 target on a 250 stock. I think that's when she posted it, all right? You can't have 10x dreams, all right? Like, the problem with that is let's say this thing makes a really quick move to 5. You might have trouble selling at 5 because you've got these $25 dreams and you're not like staring at the fact that you just hit a 100 burger and it's a beautiful move. You know what I mean? And yeah, just don't put silly targets too. I'm not saying that this isn't worth $25. I'm just saying don't talk about $25 on 250. You know what I mean? So I'm going to draw some lines because again, there are some really interesting things here. I got to draw this, just basically this little plateau here. I'll draw the one above it. Shit, there's actually not, I think it's that right there. And then again, just another sexy tranche of red right there. I'll draw that right there. I think this is the line movement that I kind of see. So look, what am I hoping for? I'm hoping we come back here so that we can go here, so that we can go here, maybe here. You know what I mean? I think after 372, this is going to be a little bit harder of a stock to trade because this is really noisy right here. If and again, I'm not saying, like, I'm not talking about $8 on a sub $2 stock. However, if this thing can get through this noisy shit right here, oh man, from 8 to 20, give or take, is going to be a pretty sexy trade for sure. Like, I understand where the 25 number came from, but again, we're down here. All right, there's a lot happening, and trust me, there's a bunch of stuff in this 3 to 8. Like, I'm not saying it's going to be an easy move here, right? We'll talk about this one a little deeper once we get there, but yeah, for now, I'm not too sure we're crossing 370 just yet, okay? But one more time, I'm not too scared of this. It's obviously super devastating. Again, no one wants to eat a 20 burger, right? But there was a lot of profit made for sure. And it's selling. You can't be in the RSIs that high, right? But legit, this is roughly, like, hopefully the lowest it goes, right? Like, I see this peak right here kind of hit a few times, and then I kind of see 50 hopefully being the lowest it goes, right? And maybe 50 means it comes all the way down here and then bounces again, but not too bad for sure. And again, this is well above all the moving averages. Like, believe me, I don't think we have to talk about 125 or $1. All right. For me, I think the lowest we got to be talking about is 170. All right. But we'll see what happens with that 20 moving average for sure. So interesting stock here for sure. OUST. All right. So check out OUST. OUST dropped a 30 hammer, a 28, right, because of good earnings. Not only did that happen, we smashed the 50 line. I like the RSI peak. Again, MACD is definitely in the negative, but I like that RSI up. And look, we've also smashed that, right? Like, that's the only other green candle in sight before just red, 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 and probably wants to come to here, right? Basically, give or take right here. So definitely a 640 target on this bad boy right here. And I'll be honest, it might actually be a pretty easy 640. I could actually see it coming back here. Maybe there's a little bit of a stink bid you can put and catch it at 448. I'm not going to lie to you. I might try to do that. I'll be real honest. But, excuse me, a little bit of a hiccup there. But, yeah, again, red, 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 till about right here, right? So, yeah, and again, really, there's no hard plateaus either. The next, like, real line, I would say, is basically that right there, you know what I mean, which essentially is these two. So this isn't going to be easy to break, don't get me wrong, but I do believe the earnings were good. And again, did I read the earnings? Did I look at the earnings? Do I know about this? Do I know about that? No, I just know these lines look pretty good today. So hey, these are just my thoughts and opinions. Excited to hear from you. Thank you.